Hello and welcome to a new episode on Sadhana World Foundation. As you know, we care about crafting young lives. We present stories from our ancient texts which have a tremendous amount of moral teachings which we can imbibe, which we can learn and adapt in our own lives to lead a much better and happier life. Today we will talk about a concept of surrendering. When this word surrender comes to our mind, we think of defeat, we think of loss, we think of giving up. But is that true? Think of the epic Ramayana, the character Lord Hanuman. He was a superpower, he was super strong, he had capabilities that nobody else could match. However, he was not egoistic about his strength. He surrendered to Lord Ram's purpose. He thought that there is a much bigger thing which is going on than what he can do by himself on his own. So he surrendered to the purpose of Lord Ram, dedicated his life to help Lord Ram achieve his goals. So he surrendered. He surrendered his strength. He surrendered his ego that he was super strong. Let's think of another story from another epic, the Mahabharata. Arjun, the great warrior of that time, knew that he was super strong, knew that he has an enemy and he had a battle to fight. He tells Lord Sri Krishna, his charioteer, to take his chariot to a vantage position in the battlefield so that he can see the formation of the enemy forces and he can decide how to approach the battle. Lord Sri Krishna takes him to the center of the battlefield. Arjun takes a good look, but suddenly starts getting a question, getting a huge amount of doubt in his mind about the purpose of fighting the war. And then Arjun, of course, feels extremely sad, and then he surrenders to the wisdom of his friend, philosopher, and guide, Lord Sri Krishna. He decides to let go. He decides to let go of again the understanding, the recognition, the acknowledgement of his strength. He says that I am so confused, help me. Now let's think of another story, again from the epic Mahabharata, where Draupadi, in that famous game of dice held in the king's court, was being humiliated. The Kauravas were humiliating Draupadi. She was being dragged to the king's court and she was being disrobed. Draupadi starts by arguing, by influencing the other people in the king's court to get justice. Then she applies her own strength, but she loses all of this. And finally, she surrenders to the superpower and seeks help. And then the help comes when the surrender is complete. The help comes in the form of an infinite robe or a sari which keeps her dignity, which proves the point that justice is available only when you surrender completely. So all these stories tell us something very unique and very common. It tells us that surrendering is not about accepting one's weakness. Rather, in my mind, all these stories tell us that surrendering is about a tremendous amount of inner strength, a tremendous amount of self-confidence. Only then we will be able to figure out that we need to let go. We cannot control the outcomes. We can only control what we do. We can do the best of work, the best of intention, the best of living, the best of efforts. But we cannot control the outcome. We cannot be egoistic about our resources, whether it is physical power, whether it is financial power, or the power of all the support that we enjoy of the people around us. We could at best be thankful. We could at best express our gratitude. In relationships, at work, in various walks of life, in our day-to-day life, We encounter so many scenarios where we try to control the outcome. We, of course, need to do our best effort, but so many times we don't let go of the feeling that, hey, I'm getting the outcome, I must grab it. That feeling of controlling is something which needs to be let go of. Only then we will be so happy, like what Arjun was. Arjun didn't know that he is going to win the war, and Draupadi didn't know that she is going to get the help from that superpower. Hanuman didn't know whether Ram is going to be successful and whether his efforts are going to really yield success. But all these stories or folk tales or itihasa, whatever you may call them, all these point us to the direction of the virtue of letting go of the control. So many times we feel so sad, frustrated, disappointed when the outcome doesn't come. Only when we attach ourselves with the outcome so much, the sadness, the frustration comes. Life is so interesting that many a time the outcomes that we desire are not going to come our way. If they don't come our way, we feel sad. Happiness comes only when I have done my best and I have surrendered to someone, to a grand plan which is in operation. Thank you very much, my dear ladies and gentlemen, my dear children who are watching this. Think about how much and when we are letting go. Are we becoming like the Arjun, like Lord Hanuman, like Draupadi, or not? I look forward to our future conversations. Thank you very much.